Good evening. Welcome back to the second game tonight of the 11th Region Girls Final Four. Joining me tonight on this broadcast will Coach Scott Thru, head basketball coach of Lexington Catholic Lady Knights, and Coach, it's BRYAN Station in Lafayette. Everybody knows about the early season, problems between these two basketball teams. The KHSA had to step in and do some disciplinary action, if you will. But there's not a lot of love at all between these two teams. But when it all said and done, it's two pretty good high school basketball teams. Lafayette comes in 25-7, and BRYAN Station has 19 wins on the season. So obviously, it's two teams that have been getting it done throughout the season.
They both played really well. They're both very athletic. They play similar a little bit in how they want to pressure the ball and turn you over some. I really think tonight will come down to that category, the turnovers. I think if BRYAN Station can press Lafayette consistently, they may get a run. But I also think if Lafayette can not allow transition and set up that half-court zone defense, they're going to turn BRYAN Station over a little bit. The other thing is you got to always look at Kiera Pankins, and can Lafayette get to the half-court, get it to her, and let her do her thing, because she's really dominant and going to be very tough for BRYAN Station to stop tonight.
Franklin County has already punched their ticket to the final tomorrow night. They won the region last year, so they're trying to repeat. We know that the winner here, Lafayette BRYAN Station, will take on Franklin County for the 11th Region crown, and we know that the 11th Region will play, I believe it's Wednesday afternoon at 1:30 up at the BB&T on the campus of NKU.
Yes, sir, and I'm sure Coach Thacker is hoping these two teams play to some kind of quadruple overtime, really late, because he had a lead. He could rest some people tonight. This is going to be a great game. I'm really looking forward to it. I think both teams have a good feel for each other, and it'll just be a matter of who can stay composed, not turn the ball over, and make shots when it counts.
As you mentioned, Kiera Pankins, she averages 21 points, 9 rebounds. She's a junior. But, tonight I see Caroline Bennett stepping up. She averages nearly double figures. And then you look at Lindy DeBilzen. She can score the basketball being a freshman. So there's some other weapons. And then, of course, you've also got Asia Conwell, the big senior, that shoots free throws well and shoots the ball well for Lafayette. So there's some other weapons. And then how can you not be impressed with BRYAN Station's Destiny Kozart? She's an all-region player. And Easy Igadero, all she did was almost have a triple-double the other night.
Yeah, and I really think those other players, Pankins is going to get hers, and Kozart and Izzy will probably get hers. Who's the other player that's going to step up? Maybe it's DeBelzon, maybe it's Bennett, and get those things. The two games that Lafayette's done well in the postseason is they hit the second half and they got Bennett out in front and they got transition turning people over. So BRYAN Station's got to be worried about that tonight. Keep Lafayette in front of them and keep the pressure on them.
And Jalen Martin certainly got everybody's attention the other day, hitting 5 for 5 from 3. She had 15 points in the first half. They were all from downtown.
Yeah, and I'm sure Coach Denton has told her team, that matchup zone, you better know where she is.
Yeah.
She was really red hot the other night. And again, stretching that zone out by hitting some threes will be big for BRYAN Station if they can do that early.
We had the national anthem before the Franklin County game, so I'm not sure if we have that again and what the policy is here. We did have the all-region team announced between games, and we gave you that list. Congratulations to all those ladies making the 11th region, one of the toughest regions in the state, making the all-region team.
Very much deserved. Those young ladies worked really hard. It's a great accomplishment for each other.
And we had co-MVPs of the 11th region, in which, of course, we're talking about Talia Livers, a great play from Henry Clay, Emma Lake Frank, the great player from Franklin, that's a county that's going to Western Kentucky.
Yeah, and Malika's up for Miss Basketball, too, so it's really a big honor for both those two young ladies.
So there will not be a national anthem. We'll go right to the public address announcer. We'll go to the PA with the starting lineups here tonight from the Alumni Coliseum.
Representing District 43 with a record of 25 wins and 7 losses, wearing their gray uniforms trimmed in red and blue, at guard, a 5'7" freshman, number 4, Lindy DeBilzen. At guard, a 5'9" sophomore, number 5, Caroline Bennett. At forward, a 5'10" junior, number 22, Kiera Pankins. At guard, a 5'3" sophomore, number 24, Terry Abram. At forward, a 5'9" senior, number 33, Asia Conwell. The Lady Generals are coached by Allison Denton.
And let's give you the lineups that the public address announcer, I don't know if you could hear those, but Lindy DeBillzan that Coach and I talked about, a freshman guard, Caroline Bennett, a sophomore, Terry Abram, a sophomore, Kiara Pankins, a junior, and it will be Asia Conwell, the senior. That's for Lafayette. For Station, Cara Burdette, Destiny Cozart, Easy Igadaro, it'll be Jalen Martin, and the fifth starter will be Kiara Shannon, the senior. So those are your starters, and we're just about set for basketball, as it'll be Shannon against Pankins, and the tip is controlled by DeBillzan, and here's going to be a whistle away from the ball as going down hard there was DeBillzan, and we are going to have a foul call.
From way off the ball, he came to make that call.
Goes on Cozart. She picked it up way away. She was underneath the basket. 7:55, game just underway, and working with it, angling is Abram, right side. Abram launches the three, and that's way off the mark, and they're battling, and I'm going to say it went off of Conwell, I believe, of Lafayette. Yeah, it's going to be giving it to Bryan Station. They're in the white, and Lafayette in the gray with the red. Gary Ball, Coach Scott True, William Warfield, and just settle in, Coach. Yep. It should be a good one.
Should be a good one. Right out in that zone from Lafayette early.
That's Cozart. That three off the iron. Nice rebound. Pulled down by Lafayette's Caroline Bennett. That's Kiara Pankins. Been playing since 8th grade. Kicks it deep in the corner, and there's a three. That's way off the mark there by DeBillzan. And here comes Bryan Station streaking down floor. Hanging block by Pankins as the attempt there by Martin, and Pankins blocked it away.
She's so good in transition defense. Gets back, times it well, stops the easy layup.
Just underway. Lafayette, Bryan Station, Franklin County won earlier by 20. And that's a shot put up and in there by Igadaro. I guess she is wearing 22. Yep, she's wearing number 22 tonight. Ball knocked away by Station, picked up by Cozart. Destiny to the basket, flips it up, rolls out, and rebounded by DeBillzan. Bilzan gives to Abram. Abram goes over to Bennett. Back to Abram. 2-0. Station on top. Shot won't go to the left side. Stuck back up Conwell. No, and a whistle and a foul called.
Well, Lafayette's going to hit the offensive glass hard, and that time Conwell got down there and it wasn't even touched. So that's something Bryan Station's going to have to address, because if not, Lafayette can absolutely eat you up on the boards.
So at the line will be Asia Conwell, the senior, 77% free throw shooter. That one's short.
Both teams look a little nervous early. Couple threes from Lafayette weren't real close. Probably settle in here in a second.
Like they're out of sync a little bit, don't they? 6:42, and missed both free throws and rebounded by Burdette, Cara Burdette. She wants to take it herself. Burdette kicks it over in the corner to Cozart. Bounces down low, thrown up, and almost banked in there by Shannon. She was falling down. Rebounded by Lafayette. That's Terry Abram with it. Abram over now to Bennett. Caroline Bennett. Got DeBillzan and Bennett kind of on those wings there, ready to fire threes, don't they?
Yes, they do. And they've got Pankins hanging out in the middle now. So
Abram. Over to DeBillzan, back to Abram. 2-0. Bryan Station on top, and Kiara Pankins working on Shannon, and she's knocked to the floor. So foul's going to be called on Bryan Station.
Not sure, but it looked like Bryan Station might have been a boxing one that time, chasing Pankins, trying to keep the ball away from him.
That's not a bad defensive strategy.
No.
She's averaging 21 points a game. DeBillzan swings it back to Terry Abram. Back over to DeBillzan. With 5:56, it's still 2-0 Station leading Lafayette. Lob down to Cara Pankins with the catch. Pankins hangs, left hand lays it up and in.
If you're going to box and want her, you got to keep her from getting it, because if she does get it, you've got all kinds of issues. So you have to shore that up a little bit.
Well, the issue there is she used her left hand.
She did. She's very tough to keep her off that block.
Long shot won't go by Martin, but picked up there by Igadaro. She kicks it back to Destiny Cozart. Goes to the Cara Burdette, lines the three, bullseye. Cara Burdette with the three, and it's 5-2. Bryan Station leading Lafayette, the girls' regional semifinal game. That's DeBillzan. High pass, trying to go over to Conwell, and throws it out of bounds, Coach.
Right idea, poor execution. You need to take one more dribble and stop and then drop it off.
Lafayette looking for their 26th win on the season.
Kara Burdette could be huge tonight. If she can hit that three as well as she drives, that could really stretch Lafayette's zone defense.
Igadera gives over now to Destiny Cozart. Knocked away, and we're going to have a kick called, I believe, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, kicking the ball called. And 5-2, Bryan Station. The big shot so far in this game. Kara Burdette knocking down that three out of the deep right baseline.
They're going to need her to do that. If she does that consistently, they get much tougher to defend.
Shannon has it stolen and picked off there by Abram. Here comes Abram. Abram down the middle of the floor, stopping top of the circle. Over comes now to Bennett, lines up the three. That's off the mark. Nice rebound, stuck back there by Conwell, though, and coming out of there with it at Station's Jalen Martin. Martin to the basket and rolls it in.
Great coast-to-coast take by Martin.
7-2, Station by 5, leading Lafayette. DeBilson now gives it up to Caroline Bennett. Circles the wagons and hands it to Terry Abrams. 7-2, and Hankins the only basket for Lafayette so far. Kick it over to Bennett, about a 10-footer. Back of the rim, no, there's Pankins. Bally coming out of there with it to Gadara. She's wanting to run with it. Lafayette getting back there. Gadara scissors, and what a nice block there by Lafayette's Caroline Bennett.
She did a nice job. Izzy probably should have pulled that one out, went 1-on-2, but she's so athletic, she gets away with that a lot, but that's a nice block right there.
4:07 and only 2 points by the Lady Generals, 7 by Station. They lead 7-2. Franklin County won earlier. What'd you think of the Franklin County game earlier with Henry Clay?
Well, it wasn't pretty, but it was effective, and they did what they wanted to do early and got the lead, and they kind of, I felt like they were scoreboard watching a little bit in the second half, but boy, they're very athletic. They're going to be very tough to beat.
The Bills into Conwell, goes in on Cozart and put it in. Nice move by Conwell.
Nice defense there. Didn't foul, still found a way to get it in.
7-4. Asia Conwell took it right at Station on that one and banked it home. Looking at some early numbers, 2 of 8 shooting for Lafayette, 3 of 9 for Station. But Station has hit the 1 3-pointer, Coach True.
He has. Good drive, Izzy for 3.
And it's off the mark. Rebounded by Conwell. Hands now to Terry Abram, 3:31. Abram and throws it up and contact there. And we're going to have a blocking foul called against Bryan Station, and it's going to go against Hall. And Asia Hall just checked into the game and picks up a personal foul.
Well, that's where Lafayette's dangerous, because they do a good job on defensive boards, and they get out and they're athletic enough to get in front of you and draw fouls and get to the rim, and that's what happened there.
Terry Abram looking for her first point of the game for Lafayette. Rolls off. Still 7-4. Bryan Station on top. Gary Ball, Coach Scott True, William Moorfield here on PrepSpin. We'll be here tomorrow for both boys semifinals. 1:30 to be Lafayette and Scott County. And then at 3:15 approximately, it will be Dunbar and Henry Clay. What a battle that will be, Coach.
It will be that.
Lafayette Scott County is going to be a good one, too. It's 3:28 to go in the first quarter. And here comes Bryan Station bouncing down the low. Hall puts it up, no, and rebounded by Lafayette.
Hankins bothered that attempt.
DeBilson hands it back to Abram. Conwell back to Abram. Goes over to DeBilson. Here's the three, and that's an air ball, and we're going to have an over-the-back called on Bennett.
Well, the key for Bryan Station is going to be to score consistently so they can get that press set. And they haven't done that. They've pressed a couple times, turned Lafayette over a couple times. They got to make shots to be able to get in the press.
First team foul against Lafayette. 4 team fouls have been called against Station. We got 3 minutes to go. 7-4 here in the first, and Station on top of Lafayette. With the ball is Cavanaugh. Cavanaugh off glass, rolls off of there. Hall rebounds on, throws it right to Caroline Bennett. She says thank you very much.
It was a good rebound, but got to take care of it.
DeBilson to the basket. Nice slice and dice,
Nice
put it
move.
in. Man, she did a great job of avoiding that defender, didn't
Well,
she?
she did.
7-6, we got a 1-point ball game. Station led early 7-2. That's Zarai Cavanaugh. She goes Jalen Martin, 3-pointer, got it.
Got to get her off that three-point line if you're Lafayette.
Martin with 5, the lead is 4, 10-6 Bryan Station. That's Kiara Pankins handling the ball, just trying to get more touches. Now comes over to Abram. Down to Conwell, and she loses control of it and picked off there by Destiny Cozart.
She was open if she could have reined that in.
Kavanaugh over to Martin, lets another three fly. Got it again! That's 8 for Jalen Martin, back to back. And the lead is 13-6, and I see a worried look on, and Coach Denton is fired up because she's wondering, where was my defender on that?
Well, you can't give her that three. You've got to run her off that three-point line, and that's 2 possessions in a row they've left her there. That one was uncontested.
Allie fired up. She's talking down at the end of the bench now to Conwell. What did Conwell do wrong?
Well, she was on that side of the zone, and she didn't rotate up. They made the top pinch.
So that's a no rotation look
that's
right there
it. That's
from
it.
Allie.
That's it.
Abram comes over now to Bennett. Free throw line extended back to Abram. The Bills in. Now they come out top to Gar. I guess it's Takia Gar Carter. One of those hyphenated names.
Yep.
A minute 22, 13-6 Station. Back-to-back threes by Jalen Martin. Down low, wide open, and she puts it up, missing, gets it back. So Gar Carter missed the layup, but gets it back in his foul. She'll go to the line, shoot a couple of free throws. Scott True, minute 16 in the first. Station behind Jalen Martin's back-to-back threes. They lead at 13-6.
Well, it's the three-point now. 9 of their 13 are from the threes. The three-point land with Burdette having the other one. And you're going to get those against that zone if you move the ball well. You just got to hit them.
Jalen Martin was 5 for 5 the other night for Station in the first half. Free throw knocked down by Takia Gar Carter, the sophomore. That's her first point of the ball game.
And I'm quite sure that Coach Denton is reminding her squad that she was 5 of 5 the other night, and she's 2 of 3 tonight. So,
and obviously she's reminding them about rotation too. Got them both, Coach. 2 points for Gar Carter. It's 13-8 with a minute 14 in the first period. Pretty good crowd in here.
Yes, sir.
This 11th Region girls. Tomorrow will be a big day. Both boys semifinals, 1:30 and 3:15. Girls final tomorrow night. Franklin County's punched their ticket. The winner here will play them for the championship tomorrow night here at Alumni Coliseum. Kavanaugh stopping, thought about it. Goes into corner now to Kyra Harden, and Harden's going to be pushed as she drives to the basket. Foul's going to be on Lafayette.
Not a bad foul because Bryan Station had the layup off the little pass. So
went on Gar Carter. That's her first, team second. Station's been whistled for 5 team fouls, 53 seconds. Lob way out to Iguodaro. Skips it over to Martin, getting a lot of tension now from Gar Carter. Martin with 8 points already. Dumps it now to Kavanaugh. In the middle to Shannon. Shannon, strong scoop and score.
That's a nice move. Good drive by Kavanaugh and a good drop off.
Gary Shannon makes it 15-8. Bryan Station, 32 seconds here in the first. DeBilzen. Back to Abram. Now back to Gar Carter, back over to DeBilzen. Lob to Gar Carter. Now they go deep to Caroline Bennett, down to 17 seconds. In the middle, turn around Gar Carter, and that's off the back rim, no. And rebounded, and looks like Station, though, might have lost it. No, they're going to give the ball to Station since she was bumped, I guess, because it looked like from here that Harden lost it out of bounds.
He didn't call a foul. I guess somebody must have hit it because he didn't call a foul, but I thought the same thing. I thought she lost it out of bounds.
10.7 first quarter action, 15-8. Bryan Station leading Lafayette. Iguodaro now across the line with 8 seconds. Gives to Martin, who's got 2 threes. Down to 4 seconds. Iguodaro launches 3. Got it! Iguodaro right at the horn, and just like that, Bryan Station with a 10-point lead, 18-8 over Lafayette. And we'll come back here on PrepSpin. White Greer Maggard, thanks to all of our sponsors. We'll be back here on PrepSpin after this timeout.
Choosing a college is about setting a course, a path that leads to your destination. At EKU, the adventure is what lies in between. Eastern Kentucky University. Great journeys begin here.
18-8. And let's, Coach, if you don't mind, let's take a look at some of those first quarter stats for the folks watching at home on PrepSpin.
Well, Lafayette's 3 of 12 from the field, and they're boxing and 1 in Pankins, so other players are going to have to make some shots, and they've got good shots. The big stat, though, is Bryan Station is 4 of 7 from the three-point line, and 57% from behind the arc is going to help your offense an awful lot. And if they continue to do that, it's going to be tough on Lafayette as that zone, again, continues to expand out to pick up those shooters.
Iguodaro gets it into Kavanaugh. Burdett is lined up. Shannon back over to Iguodaro. Launches the 3. Back of the rim, no, but nice rebound, but a block there by Pankins. And then a shot put up. Foul called on the second effort there by Destiny Cozart.
And again, a pretty good look at the 3, but then you go get the rebound. And, you know, that's going to be tough for Lafayette blocking out of the zone, but Pankins has just got to go get that one.
Yep, that's exactly right. 18-8, and a free throw connected there by Cozart. Big story in this game so far has been Iguodaro and also Jalen Martin. 8 points for her. And that big 3 out of the corner by Iguodaro at the end of that first. Here's Pankins clearing up. I think Kara Pankins has got obviously get more shots, Coach. So far, she's only shot 1 field goal. She made it. She heard me. Off glass, won't go. And rebounded by Shannon. She clears it out now to Kavanaugh. 3 on 2. Kavanaugh also picked up by Iguodaro. Throws it up, and right there is Caroline Bennett. You know, Bennett is a very well-schooled sophomore, you know what I'm saying?
She is, and she's a big guard, too. She gets a lot of rebounds for him, too.
Abram, bodies hit the floor, no call. Caroline Bennett lining up the 3. Off the iron, no. There's battling Shannon, stripped out of there. DeBills, and they got a wide-open Iguodaro. And there she goes, snowbirding, lays it up and in. Iguodaro.
Timeout, Lafayette.
Yeah, that was just too easy. And Coach Allie did not like the fact that, you know, nobody was back there defensively for Lafayette, but give Iguodaro credit. She realized that her teammate was probably going to come up with that loose ball and took off.
You had a scramble on the floor, and then Izzy got behind the defense. But the big thing right now that Bryan Station's doing defensively is they're shadowing Pankins wherever she goes. They're making her work hard. Now she's having to come up and get the ball and bring it up the floor. So Kiara Pankins is having to work awfully hard here in this first 9 minutes. They've got to continue to make her do that, but Lafayette's got to find a way to get her the ball, and particularly on the inside, because if you can get it to her, the one time they got it there, she turned and scored. She's going to get fouled if you can get her on the block.
21-8, Bryan Station by 13. Gary Ball with Scott True and William Warfield, the King of Stream. As always, making it look so good. Thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this region. We've been out here all week. We're going to be out here all day tomorrow. It's going to be a long day tomorrow. We'll be here from noon till about 10 o'clock at night with 3 ball games tomorrow. The boys semifinals and the 11th Region Girls Championship. Franklin County in the winner here. 6:47 here in the second. 21-8. It's been all Bryan Station so far. Lob down to Shannon. Turns off glass, and it won't roll. Rebounded by Cozart. Here comes Destiny wanting to push it. Cozart bounces now back out front to Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh gives back to Cozart. And Lafayette looks like they've dropped almost a steal, but to the basket. Missing the layup there, though, was Shannon. She had a good look, Coach.
She did. She had a really good look. Need to finish that one.
Bennett gets it from DeBilzan. Almost a steal by Iguodaro. DeBilzan bounces over down to Caroline Bennett. Goes baseline. Lost the handle on it. Bennett back to DeBilzan. And the ball picked off there by Cozart. Cozart down the left side and missed the layup and rebounded. Coming out there with it is Terry Abram. 6 minutes to go. First half, and there's a long shot taken by Lindy DeBilzan, won't go, and lead out to Iguodaro. Iguodaro, and she'll drive down and lay it up and in.
The boxing one is really bothering Lafayette in the half court. They can't get Pankins the ball, and other people aren't making shots right now.
23-8, Station by 15, largest lead they've had. That's DeBilzan. Back down to Terry Abram. Over it comes down to Bennett. Pankins hits the floors. Legs get tangled up in there. There's Bennett a long 3. Got it! They needed that one badly, Coach.
That's a big bucket. Somebody else, again, they're sagging off, keeping the ball out of Pankins' hands. You got to hit that jumper from in front of her.
That's 3 for Caroline Bennett on the three-pointer, 23-11. That sort of stopped the bleeding for a little bit, didn't it? Timeout called by Station with 5:09. It's a full timeout with 23-11 lead for Station and a 12-point lead with 5:09 here. And we'll step out here on the PrepSpin And we want to tell you, of course, about White Greer Maggard and Raising Cane's, Whitaker Bank, UK Sports, Central Bank, Roberts Insurance, Sutherland Chevrolet. Drive on down to Sutherland Chevrolet. 23-11. I guess we're going to keep it right here, Coach. So.
At Central Bank, we like to call ourselves your friendly neighborhood financial experts because we get to help an entire community of customers achieve their financial dreams. So whether you're opening a checking account or buying your first home, you've got a team of local experts to coach you all the way.
Wow.
See what 70 years of experience can do for your financial future with Central Bank.
How many times are you going to drive off with those things?
Official bank of UK Athletics.
Big three-pointer by Caroline Bennett out of the right side. Stopped the bleeding a little bit after Station led by 15. That cut it down to 12, 23-11. And then why the quick timeout there by Station, Coach?
Well, they hit the three, stopped the momentum a little bit. But also, I think both teams were a little fatigued. I think, a little huffing and puffing going on. Didn't want to make a turnover and let Lafayette get on a run, maybe.
Jalen Martin, who had 2 big threes in the first period, back in there. Kyra Harden in there as well for Station. They kick it to Harden on the right side. She looks, penetrates. Harden now skips it over on the left side. Good catch by Jalen Martin there. Martin will stop from 15. Bullseye.
Well, they ran her up the three-point line that time. She made the jump shot anyway.
Yeah, she made the mid-range jump. She's got 10 points already, Coach.
Yeah, she's playing really well.
25-11. Lafayette has brought in Shelby Wilson at guard. And there's Abram. She hits it, and she's fouled. They'll count the basket. I believe that was a three.
It was.
She just knocked down. Three-pointer, she'll get a free throw. Well, this is more than the soup and the sandwich. This is the soup and the sandwich and maybe some fries. I'm not sure.
I'm telling you, that was a big shot. Again, they're helping off on Pankins, and that shot's going to be there most of the night if they stay in that defense for her.
So she cuts it to 25-14. She can cut it to 10 here. And a rare 4-point play is completed there, Coach.
Very nicely done. A little bit inside out there. And again, if they start making those shots, it's going to be tough for them to continue to stay in the box and one on Pankins.
So Abram knocked down the big three and was fouled, cuts it to 10. 25-15. So that's a 7-0 run there by Lafayette.
It is, and Lafayette's changed that zone again. A little bit more of a matchup now.
Down low, and Pankins is going to be whistled for the foul, and Kiara just picked up her second personal.
That's big with 4:10 left in the second quarter.
4:10 to go, as Coach said, 25-15, but remember, it was 23-8 at one point. So that's a nice little run there by Lafayette, but at the line will be Kara Burdette for Bryan Station. She knocks down the free throw for her 4th point.
Now Pankins will have to be careful defensively, and you may see her be a little less aggressive. So you might see Bryan Station go in and challenge her and try to see if she's going to try to contest shots or she's going to let you have the layup, because she cannot commit the 3rd foul here in the first half.
Pankins, of course, the superstar for Lafayette. No longer Shanti Thomas, no longer, of course, Dee Givens.
Yeah, but she's right there in that category.
Yes, she is. Too strong, nice rebound by Caroline Bennett. 26-15. Lafayette needs to get in a good set here. They're down by 11. That's Abram to the basket, and she missed the layup. I think she thought Kozart was going to come over. And if we get a foul call there on Pankins, who thought it was a jump ball, that'll be her 3rd.
That is her 3rd foul.
Yep. Pankins just picked up her 3rd. She thought she tied the Kozart up, but the official said, nope, you fouled her.
I couldn't really see it, but don't give the official an opportunity to make a call there if you've got to. Just get back down the floor and let her have that rebound maybe.
16 fouls against Station. That's the 5th against Lafayette. 26-15. 3:52 to go in the first half. Lex and Bryan Station leading Lex and Lafayette. Gary Ball, Scott True, William Warfield here on PrepSpin. Jalen Martin, who's been sensational in this tournament. Here's Kozart, a deep three. Off the iron, no. Back of the rim, and tracked down there by Terry Abram. Abram wanting to pick it up. Kavanaugh dogging her. Kicks it over. Caroline Bennett, another three. Won't bank in there for a rebounded by Abram. And Abram dumps it out to Bennett. Bennett open from 3, but won't launch it with 3:22 here in the 3rd. They kick it in the corner now as it goes to Wilson. Wilson lost the handle on it. Martin's got it for Station.
It's a nice steal by Bryan Station getting over the top and deflecting that ball away.
Zariah Cavanaugh hands it to Destiny Cozart. 3:07. Good opportunity there for Lafayette. You know, you had a good look by.
Sure.
I believe it was Bennett had a good look. Here's a long three by Martin. Won't go, and rebounded there by Shelby Wilson, the 8th grader.
That was an NBA three.
To the basket, and Gar Carter puts it up and in. Gar Carter with a big basket for Lafayette. Cuts it down to single digits, 26-17. Got it down to single digits now, Coach.
Bryan Station did a really bad job of transition defense there now. Bryan Station's got to be careful right now. They need a bucket here to stop this run.
Igadaro goes now to Cavanaugh to the basket. Left side, throws it up and in, and she will get the soup and the sandwich.
Now that's a tough drive and finish right there.
It's like she was just waiting for that contact, and
she was.
I'm just going to throw it up. Might go in. It did.
It did.
Prayer was answered.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Without Pankin standing in the middle, I would think Bryan Station want to challenge the middle of that zone a little more right now.
2:35 here in the first half. Lexington Bryan Station, Lexington Lafayette. Lady Defenders leading Lady Generals by 11. And trying to add to that's Cavanaugh. Missed the free throw. Nice rebound by Gar Carter. Hands it over to Terry Abram. Abram. And gets it back over now to Caroline Bennett. Bennett down the left side. She's in trouble. Throws it now to the big girl Conwell. And here's going to be a whistle as Gar Carter had it down low. And I think it's going to be a reaching foul there on Station.
Yeah, made a little contact. Knocked the ball away. Made contact as she went by her.
Foul went on Cozart. And Cozart picked up her first. That is a bonus situation. 17 fouls. So with 2:19 to go, Lafayette is in the bonus finally.
Well, and that, again, the free throw, stop the run, get to the line is big for Lafayette right now.
Carter knocks it down. Gar Carter has 5 points, 3 of 3 at the line, Coach.
And she's played really well coming in off the bench.
Rebounding dead even, 18 all right now. Misses the second one. Here's, you know, this young girl, Zariah Cavanaugh, number 11, done a really good job since coming in there for Coach Ransom.
Yeah, she does a really good job of drawing the defense.
Jalen Martin open from 3, bullseye.
You just can't leave her. If she gets her feet set, she's really in the zone right now.
Good hustle there by Abram. Minute 55, 31-18 after Lafayette had it down to 9 now. It's back to 13, and it's going to be a bump there on Station. It's going to go on Hall, who just checked back in there.
Again, Gar Carter taking the contact, getting back to the foul line.
Asia Hall picked it up. Back to the line, Gar Carter. And, of course, the big story in this game, Kiara Pankins with about, what, Coach, 3+ minutes or 4 minutes in this first half, picked up her 3rd foul.
She did, and now that carries over to the second half. If you can just keep it close here, keeping striking distance for Lafayette, but then she's got to be careful early in the 3rd quarter and not get that 4th.
And the other big story, Jalen Martin, who had 15 in the first half the other night, she's got the ball right there. She's got 13 points already in this first half.
She's played really well for them on the offensive end.
The lead is 13, minute 40 to go before halftime. Join us tomorrow for the boys semifinals at 1:30 and 3:15. Girls championship tomorrow night, 7:30. Boys final Monday night. Shannon, and she's got a lot of contact there going on, and she's fouled.
Well, if there's a different look for Lafayette when Pankins isn't in. They are a little quicker. They tend to trap a little more. But right now, Bryan Station is handling that and getting to the foul line.
There's another Pankins on the bench.
There is.
Over there.
Go get her
8th grader.
8th grader. She's going to be really nice for them too.
Just not her time.
Not quite yet, maybe.
Free throw connected by Kiara Shannon, the senior. That's her 3rd point. The lead is 14. I believe that's the largest lead Station's had. No, they led by 15.
They did lead by 15.
Yeah. Missed the second one, tracked down there by Conwell. Conwell hands it to the Bilson, who's back in there. And she almost throws it away. She does throw it away. Cavanaugh's got it. So Ryan Cavanaugh spinning right side, too strong, tapped around. Good play there by the Bilson. Gar Carter comes out of there, gives it now to Abram. Minute 12 to go in the first half. 32-18. Bennett wide open from 3, lets it go, bullseye! Second 3 by Caroline Bennett. Boy, when they've needed a big 3, she's delivered both times.
Yeah, and Bryan Station did a really poor job of talking in transition defense there and left her wide open.
She's 2 for 6 behind the line. 6 points. All of her points from three-point land. 32-21 Station. 47 seconds first half. That's Shannon, throws it up, no. Tapped around, and DeBilson, boy, they got numbers now, Coach. She clears it over, and it goes right through the hands of Abram.
It's that one-handed catch. You got to catch that with two hands and secure that. She had to grab it and get herself set for a shot all in one motion. It didn't work.
37.6. Lexington Bryan Station 32. Lexington Lafayette 21 here in the girls' 11th region tournament at Alumni Coliseum, the campus of Eastern Kentucky University here in Richmond. Gary Ball with Scott True, the head girls coach at Lexington Catholic, and William Warfield producing. And Stephen on camera up there.
It looks like Bryan Station is going to be content to take the last shot here. Probably a good move, up 11.
32-21. Igadero throws it up, no. Coming out there with it, Bennett. They got time. Gar Carter has it back tapped, though. She's going to track it. No, it's going to go out of bounds. They'll have 2.1 seconds, Coach, to get a shot off here, talking about Lafayette.
Plenty of time to get it in and get it off.
Quickly in will be Harden, going out Igadero. 32-21. Station by 11, leading Lafayette. They get it in and launched by Abram. Off the iron, no. So iron not kind that time to Abram. We had the halftime, and Bryan Station 32, Lafayette 21 here at halftime. We'll come back with some halftime first half stats and numbers, but the big number is Bryan Station 32, Lafayette 21, and we will return here on PrepSpin with more halftime. Thanks to our sponsors tonight, White, Greer, and Maggard, Raising Cane's Chicken, One Love, Whitaker Bank, UK Sports Medicine, Central Bank, Bob Roberts Insurance. See the fine folks, Joe and John Roberts and Bob Roberts, and Sutherland Chevrolet. Don't text and drive from Sutherland Chevrolet. We'll return here to EKU after this.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Whitaker Bank supports 496 Kentucky schools.
Over 282,000 students benefit from Whitaker Bank's Kentucky education initiatives.
Whitaker Bank has contributed almost $441,000 to education programs for the advancement of Kentucky's youth.
We share your passion, Kentucky.
Love the bank that loves you back.
Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
White, Greer, and Maggard, where a beautiful smile is just the beginning.
Hi, I'm Lee, and I'm happy with my smile.
And I'm Other Lee, and I ain't happy with my smile.
I went to White, Greer, and Maggard, and they fixed my smile for me.
And I never smile, and that's why I'm having some alone time here at dinner.
I love that I can go to White, Greer, and Maggard with all my questions.
And I love that I don't have to brush my teeth at night.
Don't be like this, me. Go to White, Greer, and Maggard for a picture-perfect smile.
It may not require a textbook, but it's filled with valuable lessons. It may not take place in a classroom, but it's an ideal environment for learning. It may not involve a diploma, but it can help prepare Kentucky's young people for life. It's high school sports. High school sports can play a critical role in a student's overall education. In fact, studies show that students that participate in high school sports are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in their academic lives. If you think high school sports are only about competition, think again. Better yet, think about attending a high school sporting event in your community. You'll be amazed by what you see. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Kentucky High School Athletic Association and the Kentucky High School Athletic Directors Association.
Back here at halftime, one scored it's 32-21 here, but you got to score two, Coach Drew. Was it 22-18
Southwestern's leading Mercer at halftime, so that would be an upset if that happens. But yeah, that's a score at halftime down there.
Yeah, Mercer only one loss this year. That's boys action. Mercer, is that right?
No, it's girls.
Girls action.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Mercer's top 5, top 10 in the state.
Exactly.
So that'd be a big upset down in that region.
Yeah, who are those two freshmen they have that can light it up? I think it's Lake. Is that their names, the two freshmen?
Lake, and then they've got Mercer has Sagan Robbins, who's one of the best shooters around, one of the best shooters in the country probably. To hold them to 18 points in the first half is a pretty good task.
And I tell you what, we are seeing a young lady that's just on fire in this tournament. Talking about Jalen Martin. Okay, she's got 13 points, Coach, but that's not what's remarkable. She was 5 for 5 in the first half from three-point the other day. She's 3 for 5. So if you look at her last 8 shots in the first half, she's made 8 of them? 8 out of
5 out of 8?
Yeah, something like that. My math's not helping me here right now, but.
Or 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10, yeah, 80%. There we go.
I'm going to let her shoot that a little bit. She's going to shoot 80%.
Yeah.
But that was the thing early. They hit those threes early, and then they kind of cooled. But, if I'm Lafayette, I'm sure Coach Dennis telling her guys, well, Kiera said she got 3 fouls. We kept it within striking distance. They shot 30% in the first half, and they had some good looks early. The box defense really bothering Lafayette when Bryan Station can get back and get it set. Now, in transition, Lafayette's got some good looks, but they've got to find something to get Pankins the ball against that box and one.
Bryan Station, they shot 12 of 31, 39% in that first half. The thing that's remarkable, they shot a higher percentage from 3, 5 of 11, 45% than they did from 2-point. 45% from 3.
Well, and they hit those early, and that really allowed Bryan Station to get comfortable. I was a little surprised Bryan Station quit pressing into the first quarter, start of the second quarter. They went back to it late because I really think if they can score consistently, they can turn Lafayette over.
Yeah, Pankins picked up that third foul, held to 2 points in that first half. Caroline Bennett, all 6 of her points came when Bryan Station had their biggest lead, and then it was Caroline Bennett who came down and nailed it. She nailed those threes from the same spot.
Well, she's going to get those shots if they continue to stay in the box and drift off on Pankins. And what Coach Ransom is betting on is the other players can't score enough if he can shut down Pankins to beat him tonight.
And looking at some other numbers, Coach, rebounding the edge for Lafayette, 22-21. Asia Conwell's done a great job on the boards with 7 rebounds in this first half for Conwell.
And she did a really good job. Missed a couple shots early, but she's a rebounding machine, and you've got to get a body on her to keep her off the glass when they do miss. I think the big stat for Bryan Station is 2 turnovers in the first half.
Yep.
That's big against that Lafayette zone because they can really turn you over and get out. If they can continue that, I really like their chances.
And the young lady that we referenced late in that first half, Zariah Kavanaugh, she had 3 assists in that first half. She led them. They had 10 assists as a team. She had 3 of them, 2 by Iguodaro and also 2 assists by Cozart. But Kavanaugh did all that off the bench.
She did, and those 2 can really penetrate and cause you problems because they find teammates and create open shots for others. Again, that Lafayette zone, she changed it a couple times because she did a nice job beginning to rotate it. And every time they switched it kind of caused Bryan Station to hesitate a little bit. Look for her to do more of that in the second half also. Some
other stats that I know, you're a coach, so you look at these stats too for these 2 teams. In the paint, you had 12 points in the paint for Bryan Station, 8 for Lafayette. And then other things, points off turnovers, 3 for Station, and just 2 points off turnovers for Lafayette. So they got to pick that up in the second half.
They do. Both teams are going to want to force more turnovers. And again, I think Bryan Station can do that. I felt like Bryan Station got a little fatigued and hit a stretch there, and that caused Coach Ransom to call a timeout. They've got to maintain their energy and do that when they're not making shots. Now, the points in the paint, if I'm Coach Denton, I'm disappointed that because you got Conwell and you got Pankins. They have an advantage in there, and they need to use that in the second half.
And second chance points, Station had 6 second chance. Lafayette just 2. Fast break points, another deciding factor. 6 of those Fast break points for Station, just 2. So right there in second chance and fast break points, you got a 12-4 edge there for Station. And they lead by 11 here at halftime, 32-21.
And it's a little deceptive because when Station does miss and they come down the floor, it's really a half-court set, but they're coming down, and the shooters for Lafayette are still moving. Station's got to do a better job locating, because if they'd located shooters a little better, Lafayette wouldn't have 21 points because she got those 2 threes. But again, that's tough because their entire focus right now is get back and find Kiera Pankins and make sure she doesn't get the ball, which obviously is working pretty well.
The boys' Final Four starts tomorrow at 1:30. It'll be Lafayette and Scott County. What do you expect in that one, Coach Drew? Lafayette-Scott County boys game tomorrow.
Well, I'm a little partial to Lafayette, I guess, but
that's your district.
Yeah, that's my district. But I'm also from Scott County. You know, was born there, lived there for 21 years, and my parents still live there. So that's going to be a tough call. Should be a great game tomorrow between two very, very good teams. And
then after that, the game that everybody's talking about, 2 of the top teams in the state. Dunbar #1 in some polls, Henry Clay 3 or 4 teams. So 2, regardless of the poll you look at, 2 teams both ranked in the top 5 will be battling in the Final Four of this region.
Yeah, that's going to be a dynamite game. And I've seen them both a little bit. I would probably tell you the thing that's going to decide that will be turnover, whoever shoots a 3 better. I think Dunbar's is hard to guard anybody in the state when they're hitting 3s. So that 2 great games tomorrow in this region on the boys' side.
And then Franklin County, Coach, they made it back, the Lady Flyers, to the girls' 11th region final tomorrow night. They did not shoot it well today, but yet they won convincingly, 51-31 over, the ball club Henry Clay that really struggled from the field today.
They did, and that zone and the length and the speed of Lafayette, even for Henry Clay, they're not used to that. I mean, they're long everywhere, they're big everywhere. You know, when you shoot 29% from the floor and you still win by 18 or 20, you're pretty good, and that's Franklin County. And whoever wins this game is going to be a decided underdog tomorrow night. I just think Franklin County is going to be very tough to beat. Either of these teams can do it, and they can force them into some things. But wow, if Franklin County's playing well, they can beat anybody on a given night.
Coach, it's 32-21 here at halftime. We still got 4 or 5 minutes before the second half. What will you be looking for in the first, say, 3-4 minutes of this third quarter when we start play for the second half?
In the district finals against Dunbar, and then the other night in the first round of the region, the thing that Lafayette did early in the second half was they turned people over, forced them into bad shots, and got out and got to the rim and got easy buckets. They need to do that to cut into this lead a little bit. For Bryan Station, I think it's score, get in your press, turn them over, score, get back, and keep Hankins from touching the ball.
Yeah.
And if they can do that and maintain that energy, they got a little slow of foot there and give up some threes. It's going to be tough for Lafayette to score and win without Kiera Pankins getting some points. But again, can Lafayette find a way to get the ball into Pankins against that box and one?
Jalen Martin, she of course hit big threes in this game. She's got 13 to lead everybody here at halftime, but she did cool off in the second half the other night for State. She was, of course, even hit 5 for 5 in the first half,
Yeah, she had a long way to go to cool off. So, but and again, I think that the reversal against the Lafayette zone, 3 or 4 threes in the third quarter would be huge for Bryan Station.
We'll be back as we're going to pay some bills here on PrepSpin. Thanks to all of our sponsors. We'll return here with second half action on PrepSpin, the White Greer Maggard Game of the Week.
I'm not happy with my teeth. They're not straight enough.
Let me fix them for you.
No. You are not White Greer and Maggard.
I'm sort of like White Greer and Maggard. I'm local, love smiles, love to fix things.
No.
Sorta you isn't you. White Greer and Maggard, where a beautiful smile is just the beginning.
At Raising Cane's, we believe in one love. But creating one love is no simple task. Everything has to be served hot and fresh, not just hot. We use only 100% premium chicken tenderloins for a 0% chance of leftovers. We insist on the best ingredients for our fries, like potatoes. And, well, we can keep talking quality, or you can just eat it. Raising Cane's, one love.
Visit us today at one of our 6 Lexington area locations.
Choosing a college is about setting a course, a path that leads to your destination. At EKU, the adventure is what lies in between. Eastern Kentucky University. Great journeys begin here.
Hey, great party.
Oh, thanks. Here you go. 1 hamburger, medium well.
This is well done.
No. That's medium well.
What? Are you calling me a liar? This thing is practically burned.
That's it. You're not gonna come to my house and tell me how to cook a hamburger.
You wouldn't do it there.
Gotta be crazy.
So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
At Central Bank, we like to call ourselves your friendly neighborhood financial experts because we get to help an entire community of customers achieve their financial dreams. So whether you're opening a checking account or buying your first home, you've got a team of local experts to coach you all the way.
Wow.
See what 70 years of experience can do for your financial future with Central Bank.
How many times are you going to drive off with those things?
Official bank of UK Athletics.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Whitaker Bank supports 496 Kentucky schools.
Over 282,000 students benefit from Whitaker Bank's Kentucky education initiatives.
Whitaker Bank has contributed almost $441,000 to education programs for the advancement of Kentucky's youth.
We share your passion, Kentucky.
Love the bank that loves you back.
Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
Franklin County, a winner earlier tonight, 51-31, and Coach and I already talked about that in length, but really wasn't a thing of beauty. But when you're that talented and that quick defensively, like Franklin County is, you're still going to win a lot of ball games. That's why they're 27-4 on the season and knocked off E-Town, the #1 team in the state. That's a really good Franklin County team, Coach. And not only are the Lady Flyers very good, everybody that comes in has such quick hands, you know. They're so active out there.
They're as deep as any team in the state.
Yeah, they go about 10, 11 deep.
They really do.
Starting for Lafayette will be Caroline Bennett. It'll be Lindy DeBilzen. It will be Terry Abram, Kara Pankins with those 3 fouls, and Asia Conwell. We'll check station after this possession. They go right side. Conwell, about a 10-footer, no, and rebounded, and we're going to have a jump ball called, I believe. Yeah, and possession arrow, we'll give it to Station. Station's countering with Destiny Cozart. They've got Shannon. They've got Jalen Martin. Easy Igadero, their coach said to call her. And Cara Burdett. Those are your starters.
2-2-1 3/4 court trap from Lafayette now, trying to speed Bryan Station up a little bit.
Burdett goes down to Shannon. Cut off. Shannon spinning. Throws it up. No, nice rebound by Conwell backside. So here comes Lafayette. This would be a good opportunity, I think, to go down to Kara Pankins, Coach.
Yeah, they ran a set play to start second half and didn't get it to her.
Yeah, that was, and Conwell ended up shooting it. Deep in the corner, here's DeBilzen. 3 won't go. Battle, and let's see what the call is. I think that's going to go against Conwell.
I guess he did a nice job going to get that rebound. But again, you've got Pankins on the outside. They've got to find a way to get her the ball.
You know, because what you don't realize, you know, Kara's such a big girl, is she can also shoot the 3.
She really can. She can hurt you from a lot of different places.
Second foul on Conwell. Long pass to Burdett. Burdett goes in, throws it up, no good. And there is Kara with the rebound, wanting to push it, and stripped away by Igadero. Igadero down the lane, throws it up over Bennett. A good defense there by Caroline Bennett.
That's 3 layups, though, for Station, and they missed all 3 of them early.
Right side to Bilzen. It's going to back it back out of there. And now to Abram. We'll kick it over to DeBilzen. She goes baseline and put it up, won't go. Boy, she had a wide open layup and jump ball. This time the possession arrow is going to give it back to Lafayette.
Both teams maybe, I don't know, maybe a little tight second half. That's 3 relatively easy shots. 4 now, I guess. Right at the rim, both teams have missed.
And to DeBilzen's credit, the Station girl got a handle on that ball as soon as she put the shot up.
She did contest it from the backside.
Caroline Bennett's 3. Got it! Boy, she has hit 3 big 3-pointers tonight. It's 32-24 on the big 3 there by Caroline Bennett, the sophomore.
That's a big shot for Lafayette here early in the second half.
6:26 in the third. Here's Burdett going in on Pankins, who can't really do anything with 3 fouls, lays it up and in.
Normally Pankins goes up and attempts to block that, and there she just had to kind of stand there and let her go by.
Lead is back to 10 for Station, 34-24, 6:12 to go in the third. That's Terry Abram, skips it over to Lindy DeBilson. DeBilson hadn't got anything to go yet. You say that, she lines up the three, and that's an air ball. Reached Bennett, going to power it up and in. How about Caroline Bennett going to the offensive glass? And, Coach, she's got 11 points.
She did. That's another disadvantage of the box. You don't have designated blockout assignments, and she took advantage of that.
Her 11 leads Lafayette, 34-26 lead for Lexington Bryan Station. Lady defenders. Pass to Cozart, blocked and fouled from behind by Lindy DeBilson.
Again, that's a nice pass. Izzy picks it up and whips that down there one-handed. That's a tough pass to make.
5:41, and that will send Destiny Cozart to the line for Sean Ransom. Earlier tonight, Julie McGrain-Munch joined me for the Franklin County win. Cozart knocks down the free throw. Coach Scott True with me now, and tomorrow, Coach Lee DeForest. Wes Jessamine, assistant coach for Damon Kelly. Got knocked out by Casey County, I believe, by 22, Coach. West. Lee will join me tomorrow for the Final Four, the 11th Region boys. Those should be two great games. Scott County Lafayette, Henry Clay Dunbar, and Cozart knocked them both down. And as soon as she made that free throw, she was halfway to the bench.
Yeah, I don't know what Coach Ransom saw, but she did something he did not like, and she's hearing about that from an assistant coach right now. Something on the defensive end, because they're looking down there and pointing. So
5:35 in third quarter action. Abram dumps it over now to DeBilson, and she stepped on the sideline out of bounds.
Yeah, a little bit deeper than she thought she was.
DeBilson, a freshman. Bennett, a sophomore. Abram, a sophomore. Pankins, a junior. Conwell, the only senior in the starting lineup, coach for Lafayette.
Yeah, they're still young.
Kara Burdette. She related to the, here's a deep three out of the corner. Won't go there for Igadera. They're battling as Bennett, and the officials are going to confer they're going to give it back to Station. Remember Brandon Burdette?
I do. I don't know the answer to that. She could be.
I know I finally found out that Jordan Lewis is the younger brother to Donnie Lewis, who played with Dunbar. I got confirmation on that. Martin over Pankins. Pankins challenges her and gets a piece of it. Here comes Lafayette wanting to push it with 5:06 in the third, down 10.
Not a good shot that time by Bryan Station.
DeBilson trying to go down low and a little lazy pass and trying to go to Gar Carter, and it's picked off by Izzy Igadero.
If you float it around Izzy, she's going to go get it.
It's their ball. Just give it up. And that is Kavanaugh, played so well. And goes in on Pankins, throws it up, rolls off. Good rebound by Caroline Bennett. She's done a nice. How many rebounds for Bennett? Good pass to Pankins, hits the floor, foul called. Looking at Bennett, so far 7 rebounds.
You got to wonder if these missed layups and shots right at the rim that Bryan Station are going to come back to haunt them. They could easily have, 44, 46 points now, and they've missed some easy ones inside, and it may come back to bite them later because they're not stretching the lead right now.
That foul against Station actually went on Shannon. That's her first. That's only one team foul so far in the second half against Station, 2 against Lafayette, Coach True.
Shannon's going to get a break now. That again, they got a smaller person now on Pankins. You got to get her the ball. There you go.
Pass down low, Pankins, and Kiara misses the layup. Man, point blank. That's usually money down there for Kiara Pankins.
Yes, it is.
She's been held to 2 points. Of course, does have 3 fouls. Had to sit out quite a bit of the second period. 36-26. Bryan Station leading Lafayette. A little push there by Igadero, and we're going to have a timeout called by Bryan Station. 4:11 to go here in the third period, and 36-26. Bryan Station leading Lafayette. And Coach, what can you do to get Kara Pankins more involved in the offense? So far tonight, she's 1 of 3 from the field. She only has 2 rebounds, but only 2 points. She's averaging 21.
Well, I think what they did last time, get her down on the block and throw the ball into her, make them double her, maybe put 2 shooters in front of her and make that box swing over and then throw it into her. But Bryan Station's doing a very good job of sagging down, keeping it away from her. And when Lafayette has been able to make a run, it's because they're sagging in on her and other people are hitting threes. And right now it's paying off for Bryan Station because they're not hitting enough of those to really get back in, to get this thing under 10.
And Coach, we're still plenty of time left in this game. And,
sure.
I mean, if you're Lafayette, you're not panicking at all at this point.
No, you've got, I think you've got the best player on the floor. She just missed one. She probably rushed it. She feels a little pressure now. She's not getting the ball as frequently as she normally does. So she just got to settle down and make a couple. Maybe get Pankage to the foul line to get her started.
Winner gets Franklin County tomorrow night, 7:30 right here on PrepSpin in high definition. You're looking at that 1080p right there. Great shot. Martin's three off the mark and rebounded by Bennett. That's her 8th rebound.
Well, that's a tough shot coming out of a timeout.
Sure is. I mean, that was an NBA three.
It was.
Lafayette down 10. Over to Caroline Bennett. Out to Abram, back to Bennett. Ball knocked away. Igadero, and yes, Bennett touched it last. Great defense there by Igadero.
Again, they're active. When they're really active out of that box, it creates more of a problem for Lafayette. If they get a little stagnant and they don't rotate the shooters, and that's when Lafayette has hurt them. But again, they're just all over Pankins, and they really can't get to the ball.
And Kiara, just looking at Kiara and her body language, she's really flustered tonight.
Yes, she is.
3:44 in the third, 36-26. Dump down low and kick it out to Igadero. And she traveled with it.
She did.
She got the pass from Hall.
She had the three, and she didn't take it. She probably should have taken that one.
3:35. 36-26. Bryan Station on top. Caroline Bennett's had a heck of a ball game. Give the third free throw line. She jumps it over to Conwell, back to guard Carter, and Carter's shot showing it won't go. Carter goes back after it though, and great hustle there by guard Carter. Deep it goes now to Bennett. Bennett lines it up, in and out, rebounded, and Conwell throws it up, and a jump ball called. Possession arrow favoring Station.
Again, the block out of the box is tough, and Lafayette did a good job. They just got to make one of those shots.
3:08. Join us tomorrow. Final four from the boys. Lafayette, Scott County, 1:30, 3:15. Henry Clay Dunbar. She traveled with it, and that's an uncharacteristic turnover there by Cavanaugh because she's played really well in this game.
It is, and again, the defense change back and forth seems to bother Bryan Station a little bit.
3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Bryan State, we've been stuck on this 36-26 for a while now.
And there's another turnover.
Turnover by Lindy DeBilzan, and she turns it over.
Both teams just look a little bit uptight. It's hard to. They had 6 turnovers combined in the first half, and they've had 5 in the last 4 minutes, I think. So
we've had a total of let's see, Lafayette had 21. We had a total of 9 points scored by both teams in this quarter so far. Through the feet it goes of Hall, and here comes Lafayette. Lindy DeBilzan, the freshman. Over to Caroline Bennett, back to the Bills, and well, she's wide open. Said goes to Conwell, over to Bennett, and she's going to throw up a three and draw the foul. So she'll shoot three. She's fouled by Igadero. You know what's interesting? She tried to bank that. Had that gone, that would have counted. Been a 4-point opportunity.
Another 4-point play we've seen tonight. And Izzy did. She got there. She just, ran across her arms as she went by her. Again, right there, down 10. Your best player is struggling. You're right in the game for Lafayette. Just got to stay with it a little bit and knock down some shots.
Shooting three will be Bennett. Missed the first one. Bennett, though, 11 points, 8 rebounds. Conwell has 9 rebounds. So they're winning. They're +1 on the rebounding battle. But, of course, Bryan Station is 5 of 11 from 3. Whereas 5 of 13, as we update that. And just 4 of 15 for Lafayette from 3.
And Lafayette's still not shooting well, 28% from the floor. But right now, Bryan Station's beginning not to shoot well. They've dropped from around 50% to around 33%. So, neither team's shooting it very well tonight either.
Bennett can make it a 36-28 ball game, and she does as she hits 2 out of 3. 36-28. Bryan Station leading Lafayette, 2:30 to go in the third. Gary Ball, Coach Scott True, and William Warfield here on PrepSpin.
A little more aggressive now out of Lafayette, moving that half-court zone up a little bit, trying to trap.
Burdette scissors between to the basket, and we're going to have a whistle. And a foul's going to be called against Lafayette as Kara Burdette took that strong to the basket.
And that's what Bryan Station will want to do. If you're going to come out and trap them, they're going to try to dribble, penetrate you, draw the foul, and get to the rim.
The foul will be only the second foul. And there's another foul called.
Gar Carter reaching in, got a piece of Cozart as she started off with the ball.
So back-to-back fouls are for guard Carter. She's now got 3. Looking to get it in. Loop it way out front to Destiny Cozart. Oh, guard Carter picked up 2 fouls in a hurry, didn't she?
She did.
She only had 1, now she's got 3. 2:07 to go in the 3rd period.
Bryan Station needs to find that 3 again. They haven't hit one in a while. And Lafayette zone's getting a little more aggressive and going to begin to give them more problems.
Burdette down low, Tourney, Shannon, no. Good defense there by Bennett. Well, she did a great job.
Well, she did. Rotated over to the post player and caused her to miss that layup.
Bennett thought about it. She was open there for a moment. Instead comes to guard Carter with 1:43 in the 3rd. And, boy, a three-pointer here by Lafayette make this thing pretty interesting,
yes,
wouldn't it?
Right inside.
They go to Bennett, throws it up with the left hand, can't get it to go. A little bit off balance too, Coach.
Yeah, she cut right across that zone what you wanted, but she's got to get her feet set and knock that down.
Burdette. And laying it up and in on the right side is Shannon, the assist to Kara Burdette.
It's a nice pass and a good finish.
Lead is back to 10 after Lafayette had a chance to cut it down to 6. DeBilson and Bennett play catch. Now she bounces over to Bennett. She goes to guard Carter. Carter over to Conwell also, but picks it up on the base and almost stolen away there. And then Igadero. Well, they're just so quick, flashing to the ball and cutting off those passing lanes, Bryan Station.
The Lafayette shooters are a little bit hesitant right now. Bennett and DeBelson are both hesitating a little bit when they catch it. They got to go on and let that go if they're open.
1:04 in the 3rd. Station and Lafayette. The pass goes to Pankins, and she's going to be fouled. And that's only going to be the 3rd team foul against Bryan Station here in the 3rd.
Yeah, it's not a bad foul. She came, again, you're making her work hard. She came all the way to half court to get the ball and have to cut to the back door to just get her hands on the ball. And that's what Bryan Station wants to do and continue to make her do here all the way through the end of the 4th quarter. Guard
Carter way out front to the basket. Carter hanging and scoring. Nice move by Takia Carter. 38-30. 52 seconds here in the 3rd period at Eastern Kentucky University, Alumni Coliseum. Igadero. Pass down low. Pankins there. Shannon throws it up, lost her balance, and here comes Lafayette with 36 seconds, plenty of time. And another turnover there. Unforced errors, we call it in tennis, Coach.
Yeah, you know, you've got time. You've got a chance to take the last shot and get it down to, you know, maybe down to 5, and then you come down and make the turnover. You just got to take better care of the ball than that.
Of course, you're a little bit better at tennis than I am.
Well, I don't know, but
we've never actually played, but I just know you've got a good game, and Bennett there battling. But, you know, those are just unforced errors that really cost you.
And you're really not under pressure either.
Yeah.
Just take your time, get the last shot, and you're right in position to win the game in the 4th quarter.
38-30.
Now Lafayette getting much more aggressive, trying to trap a little bit. I'm sure Bryan Station will want the last shot here.
They've actually won this quarter 9-6, Coach Lafayette.
Sure.
24 seconds. Igadera goes in on Pankins. Pankins challenges her, and she still knocks it down.
Boy, that's a tough shot right there. Hang that up there over her and finish that.
Long pass to guard Carter, and boy, they went down hard, Coach, on that pass.
But again, that's just not a great pass. You've got 2 people back there with her. Bring it up and get the last shot.
12.9 to go here in the 3rd.
A 3 right here for Lafayette would really swing the momentum.
DeBilson needs one out of the right. Oh, that's another strong air ball. Bennett, though, turns and throws it up. No. And right side, guard Carter's going to throw it up and draw the foul with 2.9. So good offensive board work for Lafayette.
Well, they're keeping Pankins off the glass, but they're having trouble finding everybody else out of that box. And they're doing a really good job of going and get it when they miss right now.
But DeBilson, you got to really feel for her. 0 for 6 from 3, and the thing is, most of them have been air balls.
Yeah, she's a little bit off tonight, maybe a little bit nervous. Feeling a little more pressure, a little bit longer athlete running at her as Guard Carter misses the first.
40-30, Bryan Station, 2.9 here in the 3rd. So we've still got another whole quarter to go, and Kara Pankins is such a talented player. I mean, she can score 10, 12 points in 1 quarter.
Oh,
she's done it quite a bit this year.
Absolutely, she can. They're not out of it by any means. They just got to take a little bit of care of the ball and knock down some shots.
Guard Carter can get it down to single digits with this 2nd free throw. She does. 40-31, the lead is 9. Station gets it into Igadero. Did she travel? Yes, Charlie Chappie says you travel. You got to put the ball down on the dribble. So that'll give the ball back to Lafayette underneath their own basket with 2 seconds.
Go. That could be a big time turnover there.
I would try to get one to Kara Pankins here or free up Caroline Bennett. Yeah, they're going to have DeBilson, who's struggling from 3. She's going to throw it in. Caroline Bennett trying to line up on the – they lob it to Kara Pankins. She gets the grab. Pankins throws it up and draws the foul.
Now that walk on Izzy could be a huge momentum swing with 2 seconds to go.
So that will send Kara Pankins to the line to shoot 2. She was in the act of shooting, and that's the 5th team foul for Station. So in the 4th quarter, after they commit just 1 foul, Lafayette will be in the bonus.
Well, Bryan Station had 2 turnovers in the first half, and they had 5 in that quarter. So they're going to need to clean that up if they want to keep this lead.
Pankins missed the free throw. Normally a pretty good free throw shooter.
Yeah, about 80-85%. She's really struggling tonight. But again, I feel like she's a little rushed. She's not getting the touches she normally gets. She needs to settle down and have one go through the net for her, and she'll be fine.
She can cut the Bryan Station lead to 8, 4/10 of a second, and got the second one. The second one looked more like Kiara Pankins did. And that's going to do it as we head to the final quarter. Bryan Station 40, Lafayette 32. We'll come back with the final quarter of action here from Alumni Coliseum here on the White Greer Maggard High School basketball game of the week.
White Greer and Maggard, where a beautiful smile is just the beginning.
Jalen Martin leading the way for Bryan Station with 13, and Caroline Bennett leading the way for Lafayette with 13, and also has 10 rebounds. Pankins on the floor, lost a handle on it, gets it back, jump ball called. Of course, you just got the ball, so that possessioner will give it to Station.
Probably trying to do a little too much. She had 3 people around her, got to pick that up and kick that out to one of those shooters. She's just frustrated, and Bryan Station's done a great job on her tonight.
Yeah, give them credit. 40-32. They give it to Iguodaro. Iguodaro into the paint area. Now dribbles it back out of there.
It's really important for Bryan Station to stay aggressive and not start playing not to lose.
Iguodaro over to Kavanaugh. And Bennett gets the steal. Boy, nice anticipation there by Caroline Bennett on that pass. And they hand it now to Abram. Abram working on Kavanaugh. Gives it to Kara Pankins. They're trying to get her more touches. Pankins to the basket. Left hand, missed the layup. Battle for it and coming down. Boy, Kara Pankins, she should have just went ahead and gone straight to the basket and laid it in instead of stopping and throwing it up off the board like she did.
Tried to do a little floater and it didn't go in.
Cozart's shot won't go. Cozart tracks down her own miss. 7:09 to go, and it's 40-32. Station by 8, and they have the ball. Kavanaugh. Left hand. Out top to Cozart. Loops it in the corner to Iguodaro. Iguodaro now and knocked away there for a moment. And they throw it to Kara Pankins. Abram out in front of her. Pankins with the left hand is going to dribble down. Cozart there. Pankins is going to roll it up and in. Pankins.
It's a big bucket. Not very good possessions to start second half of Bryan Station.
40-34. Lafayette's Pankins. And here's almost a steal by Bennett. Come over Shannon, goes in on Pankins, throws it up, no. Gets it blocked. Let's see what they call here. And she got it back, and let's see what the official calls. Looks like Gar Carter was there. Yeah, that will go on Gar Carter.
Shannon's so concerned with trying to draw a foul off Pankins, I think she missed the shot. Just go on and finish the shot and then worry about the foul later.
So Kara Shannon rattles in the free throw and makes it 41-34. Bryan Station by 7. Their biggest lead tonight, I believe, was 15, right, Coach?
Yes, sir.
6:29 to go in this one. Join us tomorrow, 1:30 for the Scott County Lafayette boys, and 3:15 it'll be Henry Clay Dunbar. She got them both. Good free throw shooting there by Shannon. That's what you expect from your senior. And if I'm not mistaken, tonight Shannon is, well, I had her 3. They got her for 3 for 4 in the stat monitor.
3 or 4 from the line, 7 points. But the made free throw, a timeout to Bryan Station. I'm sure Coach Rand's telling the guys just settle down a little bit. They look a little bit uptight. Maybe come out and press and try to get a turnover. They're going to have to score some more. They can't just kind of hang on and try to win this, because now Pankins is coming up. She's got some touches the last couple of times. Look for her to get it more. She's a little more comfortable now. Yeah,
Pankins in the ball game has 5 points on 2 of 5 shooting. But look at the ball game by Caroline Bennett. 13 points, 9 rebounds, and a couple of steals.
I'm quite sure if you told Coach Ransom with 6 minutes and 29 seconds to go in the game, if you could have the stat Pankins only having 5 points, he'd probably have taken that.
Oh, so. Absolutely. In a hurry. 6:29 to play, 42-34. Earlier tonight, Franklin County Lady Flyers, 51-31 over Henry Clay. That was a rematch of last year's regional final.
A little more aggressive 1-2-2 here from Bryan Station. Let's see how Lafayette handles it.
Kara Pankins in backcourt. Loops it back to it. Here's a long pass. And DeBilson missed the left, but rebounded on the backside there by Wilson. Out top, Kiara Pankins. Pankins spinning down the lane with the left hand. Won't go. Pankins battling and coming out there with a Digadero.
Every time Kiara Pankins turns to go down the lane, there's 4 Bryan Station defenders standing in there with her.
Over it comes now to Cavanaugh. Cavanaugh down on Pankins. Wide open, and Pankins had to let her go, and she laid it in. Lead back to 10 for Bryan Station, 44-34. Under 6 minutes to play. Lead out right side, and there's Bennett with the 3. Bullseye. And here's Caroline Bennett making big 3 after she's got 4 3-pointers tonight, Coach. She's got 16. That leads everybody.
Yeah, she's really kept them in the game tonight. And that's a danger of the press. You can lose that shooter.
Here's almost a steal by Bennett. Throws it back toward the floor. Igadero gets it for Station. Igadero down the lane with Pankins there, and she's going to be called for traveling. Pankins there altered that path a little bit and caused a turnover. Pankins is going to go out.
Easy's got to stop there and take the little jump shot or kick that out. Bryan Station is showing, they're up, but they're showing a little frustration now. They look a little bit uptight.
And it was Conwell who came in there for Pankins. Pass goes to Wilson. Back to the Bills and almost threw it away, but there's Abram. She kicks it over in the corner. Bennett almost had another open look. If they kick it right back to her, she's wide open to the basket. Shot put up, and then they're going to count it. The basket will count for Abram. And just like that, Coach, we got ourselves a 44-39 ball game. She makes a free throw, 44-40 ball game.
Well, they've handled the press, and they've got the 3 in transition, and then they came down and got the and 1. So it's going to be a tough call for Coach Ransom whether he stays with that or not.
You have to help me. You've coached against her more than I've seen Lafayette a lot, but she's a left hand there. Is she a natural lefty, Abram?
No, she's not, but she can go both ways.
She missed the free throw that would have cut it to 4. 44-39. A lot of time left in this game. Cavanaugh for Station. Looking at that Lafayette zone. They've gone to a zone where Pankins out of there, Coach.
And now giving her a little blow to start this right before you get to the final 3-4 minutes here.
5 minutes to play. 44-30. Bad pass. Picked off by Station. Coming out of there with it, Abram. Abram will make it there. Left hand lays it up and in. 44-41. Here comes Lafayette. Bryan Station says, we need a timeout. 4:48. 44-41, and nice heads-up play there by Abram.
Yeah, it was. And again, a little bit of a forced pass, but Bryan Station now has 9 turnovers in the second half, and that points off turnovers for Lafayette's adding up in a hurry.
4:48 here in the contest, and what has Lafayette done, Coach, to cut this lead that was 15 down to 3?
Well, they're more aggressive in a half court, out of their zone. They've changed it again up a couple times, and they're pressuring Bryan Station. And again, I think Bryan Station's playing a little bit uptight, got the lead, trying to hang on. They seem to go and run their offense, take care of the ball, and get a bucket.
44-41, Bryan Station leading by 3. They do look a little gassed out there, don't they?
They do. They look a little fatigued, and I think some of that's the mistakes that have come. And again, you know, they're as deep as Lafayette. They just got to do a better job with the ball. And here comes Lafayette again, going to step up this press.
And number 22, Kiara Pankins, is also back in there. Even though she's had an off night, she's still a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, you got to get her the ball. If they get it back, I'm sure that's where they're going to go.
Igadero there for Station. A lot of time left in this game, 44-41. That lead has been evaporated. Kozart to the basket. Nice shot by Destiny Kozart.
Well, that's a big-time take right over Kara Pankins. Boy, they really needed that one.
46-41, Kozart with the tough shot. Abram, Bennett wide open. Instead, she comes over now to Wilson. Abram, she's got Caroline Bennett to the basket and won't go there. Pankins, and it's going to be out of bounds. Last touch by Kozart, and it could give it back to Lafayette. You know, they had Caroline Bennett wide open over there. And look at her, Coach. She has made 4 of 8 3-pointers, 50%.
Got to kick that back to her. But right back in the box and one for Bryan Station.
She's wide open there, but instead, here's Pankins battling. That's going to be Pankins picking up and throws it up, rattles it in. Pankins staying with it. 7 for Pankins now.
Got to get her off the boards.
46-43, stationed by one possession now. To the basket on Pankins, and it won't go there. And we're going to have a foul called. It's going to go on Station Pankins, and foul's going to be, I tell you what, that was a good take there by Burdette, but she saw big Kara Pankins and couldn't finish it.
And now you're putting Lafayette at the free throw line with a chance to cut it to 1.
Another 11th Region Girls game, a classic going down to the wire, Coach Drew. This could be a last possession type game. 46-43, stationed by 3, but at the line will be Kara Pankins, and Pankins only has 7 points on 3 of 7 shooting. But I tell you what, you got to tip your hat to Caroline Bennett, 16 points, and to Abram with double figures. So the other girls have picked it up for Pankins tonight.
And they've made shots here in the second half. And force some turnovers, get them some easy shots, which has really been big for them.
Pankins free throw, got it. Pankins with 8 now, the junior, the all-stater. 46-44. Bryan Station and Lafayette locked up in a dandy. Gary Ball, Scott True, William Warfield.
It's been a good one.
Pankins trying to cut it down to 1. That's short, skips off the rim. Pankins is going to get it. Pankins to the basket, throws it up with the left hand. We're tied.
Just a bad bounce there for Bryan Station. Didn't really grab the ball. Now the pressure's really on Bryan Station.
Or fortuitous bounce for Lafayette, either way you want to look at it. 46 all. Here's Burdette throwing it up. No. Tapped around. Bennett got a hand on it. Into the hands of Kara Pankins. Lafayette can take the lead. They've never led in this game, Coach.
This is a big possession here to get that lead back. See if they can't get it to Pankins or a kick out 3 to Bennett.
46-46, Lafayette and Station. Pankins has it at the high post. Three defenders on her. Here's Bennett the 3, in and out. Great rebound by Iguodara. Here comes Station. Iguodara with Pankins back. Iguodara goes in left hand, rolls off. Another rebound by Bennett, and she's got her double-double now. And we're going to have a whistle and foul called, and Iguodara was there, but Bennett 16 and 10 now for Bennett, the sophomore.
It's a little bit of frustration foul there by Iguodara. You missed the layup, you challenged Pankins and missed it, and then you pick up the cheap foul coming up the floor, and you put Lafayette right back at the foul line.
46-46 here. Lafayette has come back from, they're resurrected. They've come back from the dead.
They have.
But you said at halftime this game's far from over.
And they've done a great job changing defenses. And again, I think Bryan Station got a little bit uptight and they missed some shots. Those layups start second half are really haunting Bryan Station right now.
Abram gives Lafayette their first lead of this ball game, and it comes with 3:03 to play in regulation. 47-46, Lexington Lafayette leading Lexington Bryan Station. Thought it'd be a while. I don't know if we'd ever say they led in this game tonight the way it was going. And she got them both. Abram has been outstanding. 12 points. She has 3 rebounds, 3 assists, a couple of steals. And, of course, she has done a tremendous job for Lafayette as they lead now 48-46. And let's take, of course, to tell you about all our social prowess, youtube.com/PrepSpin to follow us on YouTube. And also on Facebook, you can follow PrepSpin at facebook.com/PrepSpin. And, of course, Twitter. On Twitter, you can follow us at twitter.com/PrepSpin or follow me at @SCH_ball report. What's your Twitter there, Coach?
LexCath Coach.
LexCath Coach, or follow Coach at LexCath Coach. 3:03 in the ball game, and Lafayette has their first lead in this ball game with 3 minutes plus to go. 48-46.
This is a monster possession for Bryan Station. They have to get a good shot or get to the foul line or get a kick out three. Momentum is totally swung the other way. And I can attest to you, it's very hard to get it back once you lose it. This is big for Bryan Station. And Lafayette, sensing that now, is going to try to force that turnover and, again, get that easy shot.
Franklin County, they won earlier 51-31 over Henry Clay. Talia Irish played a well of a ball game for a young lady that had the flu. That's 21 points or 22 points?
Yeah, she did. She played really well.
3 minutes to play in this one. Igadero for Station gives over to Kara Burdett in the middle to Destiny Cozart. Cozart back to Igadero. 2:50 to go. They're down 2. Coach Sanford up. They got the best dressed coaching staff in high school basketball over there at Station.
Where does Bryan Station go now to find a bucket?
Well, they got Martin some looks. Igadero. Martin open on the left wing. Igadero bounces Shannon. She goes in on Pankins, but I think the foul came before Pankins contacted with. I think the foul is going to be on Abram, actually.
She got hit so hard she came out of her shoe.
Yeah, the foul did go on Terry Abram. So that's 2 on Abram, team 6. So still Station not in the bonus. But that was a shooting foul, I believe, wasn't it? Or did they call the foul before the shot?
She's got 2, and these foul shots are huge. She needs to step up there and knock these down and again, stop the bleeding a little bit and at least recapture some of that momentum they've lost in Lafayette.
At halftime, it was 32-21 Station. Kind of dominated. They were up 18-8 at the end of the first quarter. Up 32-21 at halftime. And right now, Lafayette leads 48-46, but as Coach True said, Shannon can tie it up here at the line. And the free throw rolls in there. She's got a nice soft touch for a big girl.
She really does. She shot those really well, and they need her to right now.
And, of course, I'm only calling her big because of her height. She's about 5'9", 5'8". Got them both. We're tied at 48. 2:35 in regulation. Across the line is Terry Abram, who's been sensational. Abram, so is Bennett calling for the ball. They didn't give it to her. She was calling for the ball.
She wants that 3.
Abram, backdoor to Bennett. Bennett stops some contact. Back to Abram. High arcing 3. Off the iron. No, there's Pankins. And she throws it up. And as she falls down, she's fouled. And Bryan Station, I believe that was Shannon for Bryan Station.
Well, they got the missed shot. They just can't get Pankins off the board. And now Shannon is fouled out.
Yeah, that's why she was so upset. As Shannon fouls out of the ball game with 9 points. Let's look at her body of work. Shannon, 9 points and 4 rebounds for Shannon. And hit 2 big free throws there to tie it up.
Well, but she's been the body that's been leaning on Pankins all night long, and they're going to miss her in this last 2:17.
Pankins will not miss her.
No, Pankins will not miss her, but Bryan Station's sure going to miss her.
Yeah, Pankins is glad she's out of there because she's been a thorn in her side all night long.
She has, but Kara did a nice job there getting inside and getting position to get that offensive rebound.
Pankins, 10 points, make it 11 now. You know, here's a player that really hasn't had one of her better games, but you look up, she's got 11.7 rebounds on a very off night for her.
It's all about the expectation level, and we expect so much out of her. She plays so well, but she's right there when her team needs her now, though.
Got them both. And that is a dozen now for Pankins. 50-48. This is a good one, folks. Don't leave this one. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell everybody. Tune this game in on PrepSpin. This is going to go down to a last-second shot. It's going to be a classic. Station. Kavanaugh in trouble. Bad pass knocked away by Abram. She's trying to go to Jalen Martin to set her up for a 3, and Martin has knocked several of them down tonight, but good anticipation there by Abram. 2:02 to go in regulation. 50-48. Lafayette on top by 2. Station in the white, Lafayette in the gray. Igadero over to Jalen Martin. Martin the other night hit 5 for 5 from 3 in that first half. Kavanaugh going left side, kicks it over to Martin. Martin, good defense there by, I believe that was Bennett over there.
Lafayette did a really good job getting to her that time.
Cozart gets the pass. Minute 40. Cozart down the lane, throws it up, and it rolls in there. Told you.
That's a tough shot.
What a tough shot in traffic for Destiny Cozart. We're tied at 50. Minute 30 in regulation. Here comes Lafayette. Abram scissoring down the lane, throws it up, and made the basket with Charlie Chapman's going to say the foul was well before the shot there, Coach.
Yeah, she did a great job. Hesitation, change speeds, got in the paint, going right back to the foul line.
high school basketball. This is why we love it.
Yeah,
I mean,
this is it.
You know, going along. Okay, Stacy's going to win. No. Here comes Lafayette, led by their superstar, Kiara Pankins, and all of a sudden you got a 50-50 ball game with 1:24 to go. Free throw knocked down there by Abram. She has had a terrific game. Although she's only 4 of 7 at the line, she's got 13 points in the ball game.
You know, she's handled the ball well, and she's really hurt Bryan Station off the bounce and getting in the paint and doing some damage that way.
Second one rolls in there. Both teams hitting some big free throws, and I believe that was Allie Denton that called that timeout.
It was. Lafayette with the timeout.
So 52-50, 1:24 to go. We want to thank all of our sponsors. Thank Sutherland Chevrolet. They're over in Nicholasville. Sutherland Chevrolet. Don't text and drive from Sutherland Chevrolet. Check out the Scholastic Ball Report tomorrow at noon on the CW. Henry Clay, our Team of the Week. Scholar athletes from Tate's Creek Track. And highlights from all these games, like this great game here, Coach.
Well,
52-50.
This is what you expect from 11th Region semifinal game. Bryan Station had all the momentum. Lafayette's clawed back down to take the lead. And now Bryan Station's got to come down and continue to answer. They've got to get back to the foul line, get a good bucket. If Lafayette gets the ball with the lead, I'm pretty sure where they're going to give it, and then you can't foul Pankins either because, you know, she shoots 80% from the foul line. So Bryan Station's got to stay even, I think, or they're going to get in trouble.
One thing hasn't gone unnoticed by Lafayette and Coach Denton is the fact that Kiara Pankins has stayed away from that fourth foul. She had 3 fouls early in the second quarter. She still has 3 fouls.
Yeah, she does. She's played really well, very smart on her part.
There was one close play earlier in the third where it looked like she might have been over the back, but the official, there was some contact there, but he stayed away from it. Burdett hands it to Martin. Martin out to Kavanaugh, penetrates. Kavanaugh stops. Out to Destiny Kozart, the 3 off the iron, no. And picked up by Kavanaugh with 1:03. Over to Jalen Martin. Boy, Bennett out on her, so is DeBilson. And here's a shot out of the left side. Won't go. Whistle, foul called on that shot by Igadero. And let's see, the call I think is going to be against Lafayette.
Burdett did a really nice job of getting inside on Conwell there and getting position for that offensive board.
Waiting to see that. There's so many players there waiting to see they called that on against Lafayette. Still haven't told us. Okay, they called it on Conwell. Got it. So Conwell picked up the foul. That's her third. Bonus time for Kara Burdett. Igadera looked like it was a pretty good look out of that left baseline as she threw up that air ball.
It did. She rushed it a little bit, but again, Burdett really smart down the inside. 2 big free throws.
And it will be the 1+1. They're not double bonus yet, so she'll have to make the first one to receive the second opportunity. And she does. Kara Burdett, 7 for her, 52-51 Lafayette, but Burdett can tie it up for Station. And, Coach, we got 55.7 seconds to go in this ball game.
Be curious to see if Coach Ransom presses if they make this free throw.
Burdett got them both. We're tied again for the third time. 52 all. The winner goes to the regional championship tomorrow night against Franklin County. Abram down the left side. Dribbles it back out. Igadero on her defensively. 45 seconds. 52 all. Bryan Station and Lafayette. Left side it comes over to Bennett. Out top. Lob down to Pankins. She catches, puts it up, and she's fouled as she tried to lay it in. Flashing through was Martin. I think they called Jalen for that foul.
Well, and that's where they missed Shannon because now they've got a smaller player on her. Pankins just pinned her up the lane and they lobbed it up to her, and she's able to get to the foul line.
Kara Pankins shooting 2 with 36 seconds to go in regulation. This one has overtime written all over it to me, Coach. Pankins, what a big free throw. And what a big second half after being held to 2 points in the first half. Pankins now with 14 points.
Boy, she's played really well and played really smart without picking up, you know, those additional fouls.
She can make it Lafayette 54, and she does. Lafayette 54, Station 52. Pankins coming up big for Coach Denton. And Lafayette here late in this game, they lead by 2 with 36 seconds to go in this ball game. And we'll remind you about our big schedule tomorrow. It's a triple header Saturday here on PrepSpin. Beginning at 1:30, it'll be Lafayette Scott County boys, and right after that, Henry Clay Dunbar. Those should be just 2 terrific boys games.
Boy, it'll be a big crowd here tomorrow. Very good basketball. Both 4 quality teams. And you mentioned earlier that second team, really at least top 10 teams in the state. 2 of them maybe top 5. And they're going to have a great battle tomorrow.
Franklin.
Go ahead, sorry.
Franklin County, 7:30 tomorrow night in the girls' championship. They would take on either Lafayette or Bryan Station. Obviously, still a lot to be decided in this one.
Yeah, 36 seconds ago, 2 points. Now, what does Bryan Station decide to do? Do you try to get to 3, or do you go to the rim and try to get at the rack and get fouled? I look for Bryan Station to try to penetrate, and if they can pull off Martin, kick it out to her, but otherwise go to the rim and try to get to the foul line. But now Lafayette, you know what they're going to do. They're going to come down in that zone, and they're going to make you try to force you to take an outside shot.
Speaking of Martin, she's been stuck on that 13 for a long, long time.
She has, and Lafayette's done a great job of getting to her. A few minutes ago when they were down 2, I thought she was going to get a look, and Lafayette was there on the catch, which is what you want to do.
Martin trying to set up on the left. Caroline Bennett has done a terrific job on her. She's kind of shadowed Martin wherever she's been.
She has.
36.3 seconds. 54-52, Lafayette by 2, but Station does have the ball. Iguodera picks it up, finally hands to Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh kicks it over now to Burdett. Burdett down the lane on Pankins and throws it up and draws the foul. That is 4 now on Pankins with 29 seconds, and that was in Burdett to the line where she just hit a couple up there moments ago. And Burdett so far in this ball game, 3 for 4 at the line.
Well, and it was a good decision. Pankins closed out, and she got to go by her. She challenged her. Now she's got to knock down the free throws.
So Kiara Pankins stayed out of foul trouble until she just got that 4th one. And Burdett knocked down another big free throw. Kara Burdett, 5'6" junior. She can tie it up once again. We've had a lot of ties here in the last minute or so.
Big free throws so far for Bryan Station.
Burdett. Got them both. Huge free throws for Burdett. And Coach Sean Ransom wants a full timeout, I believe. Yeah, he takes a full with 29.3. 54-54. Lafayette and Bryan Station, Coach.
Well, now, you know where Lafayette's going to want to go. They want to get it to Pankins. I love the little high-low set they ran a minute ago for. They may look back at that. The great thing for Lafayette now, you can come down and you can take the last one. You can play for overtime if you don't score. It's interesting to me what Bryan Station will do. Will you back up and just try to set down on Pankins and make somebody else score, or will you try to trap them?
What goes into your strategy right now? You've got a chance to go to the regional final. It's tied at 54. If you do you want to shoot with no time left so Station doesn't have a chance to go down and throw one in on you?
Well, I think it depends on what Station does. If Bryan Station comes up and tries to trap, I would be aggressive and go on and try to get to the rim and take what's there. If they're just going to back off and let me stand here and run the clock down, I would run it down to about 8 or 9 seconds, and then Kiara Pankins would find some way to get the ball because chances are she's going to score and get to the foul line.
We're tied at 54, 29.3. If you're wondering, it's possession Lafayette. The Lady Generals, their boys play tomorrow against Scott County. And by the way, I don't know if I mentioned, but 20 wins by Lafayette boys. Back-to-back 21 seasons. That's the first time that's happened in 15 years there at Lafayette.
That's a great season for them. And it looks like Station's they're gonna chase Pankins. They've got Cozart on her, and now they're gonna fall back, and it looks like a little back into the box.
54 all. Lafayette and Station. Lafayette ball. Caroline Bennett to Abram with 20 seconds to go in regulation. 54-54. Could this be our first overtime game this year at the 11th region? Down to 12 seconds. Hands it to Abram. Pankins wants them to pass it over to Bennett and get her the ball. They lob it over to Bennett, looking down low for Pankins. Can't get it to her. Down to 3 seconds. They kick it in the corner. Conwell launches. It's off the mark. We're going to overtime. Good look there by Conwell. It looked good when it left her hand, Coach.
It did. Coach Stanton's a little frustrated. That's not what she wanted.
She wanted the ball to go down to Pankins.
They did. And again, the ball pressure. They had Pankins on the block, but the ball pressure on Bennett kept her from being able to get it down to Kiara on the block.
Our first overtime game here at the boys or girls 11th region tournament. It has been a good one. Lafayette 54, Station 54. So, Coach, we got another 4 minutes to go. Maybe another after that.
Maybe so. It's been, the momentum has really been in Lafayette's favor. But Bryan Station did a great job of getting to the rim, getting fouled, and making foul shots.
Absolutely.
And that's kept them in the game. So now you've got Pankins with 4 fouls. You've got another 4 minutes to play. I think the first couple buckets here could be huge because You want to get that momentum and get going. Again, I think the thing for Bryan Station, they haven't gotten a look at a 3 for a while. If they could find a way to get a 3, that would really help them, especially with Shannon not in the game now because she's fouled out in that post position.
You know, that was a real good look and opportunity there for Conwell. When that ball left her hand, I thought it was good.
It did. It looked really good. But, you know, again, I think it's just situation. I think if you would have told Coach Ransom you can take Conwell popping out to shoot a 14-foot jump shot, he probably would have taken that, and it worked out for him.
Overtime here. Thanks for watching tonight on PrepSpin. I'm Gary Ball with Coach Scott True, the Lexington Catholic girls coach, and William Moorfield, the king of stream here. We have all the games tomorrow. Still a lot of time. We're in overtime here, so a lot of time left in this one. Pankins taps it, and Kavanaugh's got it for Station. They're in the white, Lafayette in the gray. 54-54 in the first overtime here at Alumni Coliseum, campus of Eastern Kentucky University here in Richmond, Kentucky.
Which team relaxes first and settles in?
Jalen Martin. Now they swing it around over to Igadera. Igadera looking, bounces out now to Kavanaugh. 54, Kavanaugh to the back. Good bounce pass right side, and we're going to have a foul called on Conwell.
You know, that's a good point. William just picked up. You know, Izzy's got 4 fouls for Bryan Station, too, so, you know, that could be big. She's got to be careful not to reach. She has a tendency to reach and try to get the steal, so she may be a little less aggressive, too.
That's true, but the big one is Pankins. She cannot foul out of this game. I think definitely advantage for Station. Free throw won't go there after Burdett had been known so well up there. Like you said, Coach, she made her last 4.
She backed off on that one a little bit before it left her hands.
3:31 here in overtime. Station can take the lead back here. Kara Burdett puts it down, waits, missed both of them.
Wow.
Rebounded by Pankins. So Pankins with 14 points and now 8 rebounds. 3:25 in overtime. Lafayette Bryan Station. Caroline Bennett with the ball there. She's been huge tonight.
Yeah, she has. She's running that baseline. They got a little screen for
Bennett.
Burdett does a good job getting out on that.
Bennett had it, turned immediately looking for Pankins with 3:06 to go in overtime. 54-54. Lafayette down low to Pankins. Ball knocked away. Cozart knocked that one out. It'll go back to Lexington Lafayette.
There were 3 defenders within a foot of Kiera Pankins, and that ball got there.
Yeah, there have been pretty much the whole second half. At least when they realized that her offensive game had really picked up. Abram, ball knocked away. Igadera, and she stepped on the sideline. Hey, she may have 4 fouls, but that didn't slow her down.
Well, that was almost a big bucket there. She got out in front of it, just couldn't quite control it enough to stay from going out of bounds.
2:56 here in overtime at Alumni Coliseum. Lafayette and Bryan Station. Winner gets Franklin County tomorrow night at 7:30 for the 11th Region Crown. The opportunity to go to NKU next week and play in the St. Elizabeth Healthcare Sweet 16. Igadera got the steal. Martin picks it up. Martin wraparound dribble. Martin stops, and she traveled with it.
She did.
The Bryan Station bench and the coaches didn't like the call, but I thought it was a great call. I thought she did travel.
Yeah, she did. She should have stopped a little bit earlier. She got a little unsure of herself. Abrams right there had been splitting that zone, and that time Izzy baited her into it and got the steal.
Slowly across the line, Terry Abram there for Lafayette. She's had a heck of a ball game, Coach.
Well, she really has. And she's done a great job splitting the top of the zone and getting in the paint for Lafayette.
14 points as well, 14 big points. And a steal by Burdett. Burdett, bust out, layup, and Bryan Station has the lead back. 56-54 here in overtime. 2:12 to play in overtime.
She read that perfectly. Caught Bennett popping out.
Stepped in that passing lane and just took it to coast after that. 2:05 in overtime. 56-54. Bryan Station trying to move on to play Franklin County tomorrow night. Gary Ball, Coach Scott True, William Moorfield. Terry Abram. Pankins. Long time since Kara's had a touch.
It has been a while.
I'm not sure if she touched it here in the overtime.
Not yet. Oh, they had her right there. Got to give it to her.
Lob to her, catches it with the left hand, throws it up, and they're going to call travel. Says she traveled as she tried to spin around there, turn it over to Station.
Well, she caught it, and then they rotated help down on top of her, and then she rushed it a little bit.
Lafayette wants a timeout. Minute 40 to go in overtime. Bryan Station 56, Lafayette 54, and that was a really good opportunity there for Lafayette to tie this thing up in overtime.
And now it's Lafayette trying to answer. And now if Station could come down, they can't do what I feel like they did early in the fourth quarter. You've got to lead. Go ahead and be aggressive. You got 1:40 left. Attack the rim, get a good shot, and go ahead and score. Don't try to hold it because Lafayette's going to trap you in that half court if you try to do that.
Earlier tonight, it was Franklin County, the Lady Flyers 51, and Henry Clay, Lady Blue Devils 31. That was a rematch of last year's 11th region title game, but that rematch, Franklin County will move on to the finals tomorrow night. But here, it's in overtime. Bryan Station had total command of this game, Coach. What happened?
Well, I think, again, Lafayette changing defenses. Pankin's got a few more touches, and Bryan Station has not hit the threes in the second half, and that really carried them in the first half. You know, their shooting percentages dropped down to about 35%. You know, from the three-point line, they're 5 of 11, you know, which is a great percentage. But again, they were, you know, they're 5 of their first 7 or something.
Yeah, they've missed their last 4. They're actually 5 of 15.
5 of 15, I'm sorry, 5 of 15. So they've missed 4 in a row, and that's the big difference for them right now.
You're right.
Lafayette's done a much better job of getting to those three-point shooters, too.
Minute 39 in overtime. Station 56, Lafayette 54 here. 11th Region Championship game on the line. Burdett, who's been outstanding here late, goes to the basket, and Pankins challenged her and got a piece of the ball. Here comes Kiera with the ball for Lafayette. Pankins left-hand dribble, takes it strong to bat, throws it up, no, rebounded and put up and in on the right side there. Nicely done. I believe that was Wilson.
Yeah, it was a
we were blocked.
Yeah, it was Wilson. Great offensive rebound. But again, Bryan Station with a missed layup right at the rim.
We're tied here in overtime. 56 all. Martin to the basket on Pankins. Banks it home, and Pankins fouls her. It will be the soup and the sandwich.
Wow, that's a huge call. And Pankins really did try to back off and not contest that. And I couldn't really see. If she did anything, she got it with her body a little bit. But, wow, that's a huge call. And probably, if you're Coach Randall, probably not a great take by Martin. The boy, she flat out made it and drew the huge foul on Pankins.
I mean, that's huge. And if Jayla Martin hits this, they're up 3. But, Coach, with 59.8 seconds, that's one possession.
That's right.
That's one three-pointer. And Caroline Bennett's been knocking them down like crazy tonight. Got to get her some looks.
Yep.
Rolls the free throw. Bate, she's got ice water in her veins, doesn't Jayla Martin?
She does.
That's 16 for Martin now.
And now all night, Bryan Station has been in a box-and-1 on Pankins. And now Pankins is out for the last 59 seconds. So what do? Do you go man? Do you go zone? Coach Ransom's got to make a decision there. You know, he knows his team really well, but I would certainly get out and try to find those three-point shooters because you know that Bennett's going to be looking for hers.
59.8. Gary Ball with Lexington Catholic Girls coach Scott True. William Warfield, great working with you, Coach, throughout this regional tournament. We appreciate you sitting in with us here on PrepSpin. And we're looking forward to the boys' Final Four tomorrow. It starts with Lafayette, Scott County, 1:30. Following that will be Henry Clay Dunbar, the championship. Franklin County still waiting for their opponent. There's still a lot to be deciding. This 59-56. Station does lead by 3 now in a big three-point play there by Jalen Martin, but still you got 59.8 seconds to go here, and Lafayette's got the ball.
Well, and now again, the adjustments for both teams. Where do you go now that Pankins is not in the game? And then and if Bryan Station, whatever defense they're in, you got to remind them they got to block out because Lafayette does a great job of offensive rebounding.
And Guard Carter has come back in there for Pankins, who just fouled out. And by the way, if you're keeping score at home, Pankins fouled out with 14 points, 9 rebounds. Almost all that coming in the second half, though, Coach.
Still in the zone for Bryan Station, and almost a steal.
Destiny Cozart knocks it away, knocks it in front of Mr. Josh Moore over here. Josh almost got in the action from the Herald leader. So that will be Caroline Bennett putting in play to Abram. Abram's got a confident look on her face.
And now they've gone box-and-1 on Bennett.
Yep, the girl's been knocking down the threes. Abram, left side. Down low, wide open, and Conwell lays it up and in. Makes it 59-58. Station by 1, 34 seconds. Who do you foul, Coach?
Well,
Kavanaugh?
Probably Kavanaugh.
She's got the ball, but nobody fouled her. Igadero's got it, and they foul her. I believe I would have fouled Kavanaugh.
And Coach Denton was asking for the foul.
Yeah, now she's saying, think, girls, think. She definitely wanted them to foul Kavanaugh. But still a lot of time left in this game.
That was
one-point game with almost 26 seconds left.
And again, a great set by Lafayette. You rotate Conwell the block, draw out the bottom of the box, throw it in, and she lays it in. Bryan Station is slow to rotate. Now, can Bryan Station continue to knock down big free throws?
Easy Iguodaro. A hard name to say, but she's got game. Free throw, missed it. I'll tell you what, they need this one because this would only put them up 2. If she misses it, Lafayette gets a shot. They move to the regional championship if they make a shot here.
That's exactly right.
You got to make this one if you're easy. Iguodaro in and out. Knocked out there by Cavanaugh. She got a hand on it, but Cavanaugh knocked it out. So with 24 seconds, here's the scenario. Bryan Station leads 59-58 over Lafayette. We're in overtime, and Lafayette's going to have to go the distance. But they got 24 seconds. That's a long time.
And Lafayette has a timeout. Bryan Station has none left.
Lindy DeBilzen, right side, to the basket, throws it up high. Archer, off the rim, no. And their battling is Cozart, and she's going to be grabbed. Cozart. And actually the foul came. There probably going to be a little bit more time put on that clock because the clock kept running after they called the foul.
It looked like it. I'm not sure anybody caught it.
Except us. 59-58. That will sink Cozart. You know, good look by Lindy DeBilzen. She has really struggled with 1 of 9 shooting in this game, 0 for 6 from 3.
Yeah, she struggled tonight.
Cozart knocks it down.
That's a big free throw.
So 60-58 Station leading Lafayette in overtime. 14 and a half seconds to go in this first overtime. Cozart trying to make it a 3-point game. She does. So Lafayette will need a 3 to tie with 14.5. Abram. Oh boy, it would be poetic to see DeBilzen knock one down after struggling from the free. She's open, but they get it to her left side. 6 seconds. DeBilzen, and there's Iguodaro chasing it. She's got it. With 2 seconds, she's going to back it out. And Bryan Station's going to survive in overtime. 61-58. What a terrific girls 11th region battle in overtime. 61-58.
Great game. Great steal by Izzy there. They contested the 3 really well. It's what Lafayette had to have. Just a great game by both teams.
Bryan Station in overtime survive and advance. It'll be Franklin County and Bryan Station for the championship to move on to the state tournament. That'll be played tomorrow night at 7:30. Let's pack the house, folks. Coach True, I want it to be packed for the boys semis. I want it to be packed for the Franklin County and Station girls final.
Should be 3 really, really good basketball games tomorrow.
What a terrific game here tonight. Martin had 16. That led the Station attack. And Caroline Bennett had 16 to lead the Lafayette attack. Pankins 14 and 9. Double-double for Bennett with 16 and 11.
Yeah, and you know, Martin was huge in the first half, and she was huge in overtime. That drive and one with the foul on Pankins was just a big-time play. And, you know, and it really changed the overtime and the outcome of the game.
We'll step out, come back with a post-game, wrap it up here. What a terrific game in overtime, won by Station 61-58 over Lafayette. We'll return here on PrepSpin.
I am Lee, and I'm happy with my smile. And I'm other Lee, and I ain't happy with my smile. I went to White, Greer, and Maggard, and they fixed my smile for me. And I never smile, and that's why I'm having some alone time here at dinner. I love that I can go to White, Greer, and Maggard with all my questions. And I love that I don't have to brush my teeth at night. Don't be like this, me. Go to White, Greer, and Maggard for a picture-perfect smile.
It may not require a textbook, but it's filled with valuable lessons. It may not take place in a classroom, but it's an ideal environment for learning. It may not involve a diploma, but it can help prepare Kentucky's young people for life. It's high school sports. High school sports can play a critical role in a student's overall education. In fact, studies show that students that participate in high school sports are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in their academic lives. If you think high school sports are only about competition, think again. Better yet, think about attending a high school sporting event in your community. You'll be amazed by what you see. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Kentucky High School Athletic Association and the Kentucky High School Athletic Directors Association.
Thanks, sir. Back here, we've just witnessed one of the terrific girls 11th region tournaments of all time as Bryan Station had total control of this game. Lafayette battled back. Their superstar Pankins came alive in the second half, led them. Caroline Bennett knocked down big three after big three in that ball game. She finished with 16. It came down to the will, and as you said, I think the play of the game, without question, was when Jalen Martin went down, challenged to Pankins. Used the left hand, banked it in. Pankins fouled her. She completed the soup and the sandwiches, I like to call it, the three-point play, the John Houseman way, and that was the difference in the ball game, 61-58 in overtime Station.
It was. Not having Pankins to get the ball too late was big for them. She played so well, not picking up that other foul after she got three in the first half. And then you get two there kind of back-to-back. So it's a great game Station they had to do. And, again, Lafayette was up two a couple times, and Station was able to drive and get to the foul line and get back in the game. And then in overtime, Izzy missed a free throw, but then they go down and get the stop, and Cozart comes down and hits two, and then Izzy gets a big steal to wrap it up for him.
Well, Franklin County earlier in the year defeated Lafayette big, 66-42. I'm trying to see if they played this Bryan Station team this year.
They did.
And, Coach, you've got the stats there, so I will find that here and let the folks know.
Tonight, Pankins still, it's like you said earlier, she didn't have a great game, but she had 14 points. She only committed 3 turnovers. She had 9 rebounds. She's such a good player. Just unfortunate she got in foul trouble tonight.
Yeah, they did play, and it was not pretty for Station.
Yeah,
Franklin County 80, Station 50, but that was back on January 28th, so that was a long time ago.
It was. I just think that the way the teams are set up, Station likes to do things that Franklin County likes, and they may have to make some adjustments. You got a short turnaround. It's not going to help them playing overtime tonight. A very physical, tough game. I'm sure Coach Thacker was liking that. But, again, it's going to be tough for Bryan Station. They're going to have to shoot it well, and they're going to have to take care of the ball because Franklin's going to be right up there with them and pressing them and trying to turn them over. But they played really well tonight. And, Kara Burdette, big free throws late there in the regulation to keep them in the game. And I thought Kavanaugh, while she didn't score a lot, she did a great job breaking down the defense and penetrating for Bryan Station.
Let's look at this final scoring. Kiara Pankins finished with 14 points on 4 of 9 shooting, 9 rebounds, 16 for Caroline Bennett, 4 of 9 behind the three-point line, 14 for Terry Abram, and we both agree she had a terrific game.
She had a great postseason, as a matter of fact.
And you know what? She also had 11 rebounds.
She's a very athletic big guard that's hard to contain and hard to keep off the glass.
Excuse me, that was Bennett that had the 11 board, 16 points. Abram had 14 points. She did have 4 assists in the game, so outstanding job. Those are some individual scoring. And for Bryan Station, who won it in overtime, their 20th win tonight with this overtime victory.
Yeah, Coach Ransom's done a very good job with them this year. They've had a great season.
Destiny Cozart, of course, the big one was those free throws that she knocked down there, but she had 9 points, 2 of 9 shooting, 5 of 6 at the line, 9 points for Kara Shannon. Also, she was 5 of 6 at the line, 12 points for Kara Burdette on 5 of 8 free throw shooting, 3 of 7 from the field, 11 for Easy Igadero, 11, 16 and points and 3 rebounds for Jalen Martin, 4 points for Kavanaugh, as you said, also terrific job penetrating. Those are the final individual numbers, but of course, what a ball game. And Bryan Station survives and advances 61-58 in overtime, one of the best game we've had here in the 11th region tournament by far. An overtime thriller. Station over a good Lafayette team. Lafayette came into this game with 25 wins on the season.
25 wins. They did a great job this year, considering what they graduated, to get that many wins and come back and get to the semifinals. I know they're disappointed, but they had a great year. And, they could have rolled over tonight and given up, and they didn't, and they just kept coming back. And it just fell a little bit short there in overtime.
So that sets up Franklin County and Bryan Station tomorrow night for the girls' 11th region title at 7:30. We'll have that right here on PrepSpin in high definition. Big triple header tomorrow. Gets underway at 1:30 as Scott County takes on Lafayette boys, and after that it'll be Henry Clay Dunbar boys, and then the girls' championship tomorrow night, 7:30, Franklin County and Bryan Station. Great work, Coach True. Appreciate all your help.
Thank
Scott
you
True, the coach at Catholic. William Warfield, of course, the king of stream. And PrepSpin, check us out tomorrow. Again, Franklin County wins 51-31 tonight over Clay, and it is in overtime. Bryan Station 61, Lafayette 58. For the entire crew here on PrepSpin, William Warfield, Scott True, Gary Ball, thanks for watching, and check out the action tomorrow. And you've been listening to PrepSpin in 1080p. And what?